they call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope.
So when I walk across the street to the crowd, I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just holding it. So I look, you know, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. Just diamonds iced out. I look at the chain and I know what flip mode is, so I look up. Now all this happened in split seconds. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
If Busta ever try to film me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Should have with that 9 milli, what the deal, yo? Yeah, I do hit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes, yo.
Not Busta Rhymes getting exposed as a super zest monster. And listen, those are his bodyguard's words, not mine.
You talking about Busta Rhymes before?
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest mom.
So apparently Busta Rhymes is going viral after a former bodyguard spilled the beans, claiming Busta made some seriously strange requests about young men in his VIP club section. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. See, Orlando Brown is out here alleging that Busta is one of the many DL rappers who turned him out. On top of this, 50 Cent has also chimed in, throwing not-so-subtle hints about Busta's secret lifestyle. And now, on top of all that, a bunch of men are stepping into the spotlight, sharing their own stories about how Busta allegedly made inappropriate advances and tried to get them to party with him. But let's get real for a second. This isn't just about their orientation, it's about these DL men in the industry acting all tough in public, while putting their hands on people, all because they're too scared to live their truth.
If you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section.
It seems like everyone in the industry has been whispering about Busta's escapades for ages, but now it's all coming out into the open. But what exactly did Orlando Brown and 50 Cent reveal about Busta? Did Busta actually do something inappropriate to young men? Let's break it all down.
I'm Prince tonight. Purple rain, purple rain.
Did you know that back in 2006, Busta Rhymes made headlines after screaming a homophobic slur at a male fan who approached him? According to the New York Post, the fan came up to Busta and tapped him on the shoulder to congratulate him for his recent comeback, but Busta went off on him and then turned to his bodyguard saying, "I hate effing, man." And get this, when Busta was asked back in 2007 about homophobia in the rap community, he said that because of what he represents culturally, he doesn't condone homosexuality whatsoever. When asked if hip-hop culture would ever accept a gay rapper, Busta got up and left the interview. Well, fast forward to now, and it turns out that Busta Rhymes might be yet another rapper hiding his true identity while taking out his frustrations on others. But let's be clear though, this isn't just about Busta allegedly being into men, because at the end of the day, that's his business. The real shame is him allegedly being into men while also being self-hating and putting his hands on women and male ex-workers he allegedly hires. You know, it's hypocrisy for me. But let's rewind a bit, back to the early 2000s when these whispers about Busta's preferences first started making headlines. And you know who was the brave soul spilling this hot tea? None other than Wendy Williams. So what exactly did Wendy reveal about Busta's secret lifestyle? Wendy exposes homo thugs.
Come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
So, word on the street is that back in the day, Wendy Williams had an entire list of rappers who were on the DL, and she would have people call into her show to spill all the scandalous details about their encounters with these rappers. And guess whose name allegedly made that infamous list? None other than Busta Rhymes. So one time, a man reportedly called into Wendy's show and claimed that Busta punched him in the face right after he got down on his knees for Busta. But that's not all. The caller claimed that Busta told him to keep his mouth shut about their encounter, which supposedly took place at a club in NYC where rappers would go to have these types of encounters with gay men. And even though Busta allegedly pulled some serious strings to get the recording wiped from the internet, Wendy's OG fans remember this episode very well. Now, let's not forget that Wendy was also one of the first to publicly discuss Diddy's rumored DL lifestyle, and she even had receipts to back it up. However, when Diddy heard Wendy had a photo of him with another man, he reportedly got Wendy fired from Hot 97 and practically chased her out of New York, forcing her to find work in Philadelphia.
Put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on. He got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said the same thing to he said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all. No business at all. It ain't gonna be no artist, no nothing gonna come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had.
By the way, Jaguar Wright also recently pointed out that Wendy Williams was the first one to call out Diddy and his fellow homo thugs in the industry.
Out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket.
And allegedly, this is the reason why Busta Rhymes and Diddy developed such a close friendship. Word on the street is they had a lot in common, with some sources even claiming they allegedly shared young men with each other. Sure, now that Diddy is facing a federal investigation, Busta has distanced himself from him. However, it's a known fact they were close for years, going all the way back to the 90s. Here's a very happy-looking Busta hanging out with Diddy, J.Lo Aaliyah, Hype Williams, and a bunch of other industry faces. And here's Busta with Diddy and his former BFF, Jay-Z. Or how about this photo of Diddy looking like he wants to eat Busta, literally. And let's not forget that Busta was hanging out with Diddy and praising him as recently as September 2023, just weeks before Cassie dropped her bombshell lawsuit.
Finish. This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals, that's right, the production deals. That's right. This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna big up Dallas Austin because he pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the climate. We ain't never seen it before. The same way, there's been a lot of greatness after. But he added to the floors of the skyscraper. He designed the foundation for that skyscraper to stand on. Give it up for the
Now, going back to what Jaguar said about Wendy Williams exposing homo thugs, the reason she called them this is that they weren't just gay and on the DL, but they allegedly used intimidation tactics and physical violence against anyone who dared to speak on their secret lifestyle. Not only that, but both Diddy and Busta Rhymes have a long track record of getting physical with both women and men and taking out their anger on those they know won't hit them back. Busta's disturbing history. Busta's legal drama started back in 2006 when he allegedly attacked a man for spitting on his car. Later that year, prosecutors tried to nail Busta for possession of a weapon in the same incident, and according to Billboard, they claimed he had a whole machete in his vehicle. To both charges and got slapped with 3 years probation. Just when you thought it was over, in 2009, the New York Post dished that Busta had to cough up $75,000 to a fan. This fan claimed Busta threw multiple water bottles at him, and his bodyguard punched him in the face. Apparently, the only reason Busta attacked this man was because he tried to leave Busta's concert. The man later told the New York Post that he had hoped to see Fabulous perform, but since Fabulous didn't show up, the man said he stood up so he could leave as soon as Busta left the stage. However, Busta told him to get down and asked, "I'm not good for you," the man said. Busta then splashed him with 1 bottle of water and threw 2 more at him before one of Busta's bodyguards punched him. So again, it makes perfect sense why Busta was friends with Diddy all these years. But besides their anger issues, another thing Busta and Diddy allegedly have in common is their taste for much younger men.
You talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos?
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig.
Big Homie then dished about one particularly wild night when Busta spotted Big Homie in the club with actor and model Don Benjamin and one of Don's friends, who just happened to be a gay man. And let me tell you, when Busta laid eyes on this man, he went straight into action. According to Big Homie, Busta practically lunged at this guy, pulling him into his VIP section, and he wouldn't let him leave. Big Homie described how Busta was all over this guy, making sure he stayed close and didn't wander off. According to Big Homie, this wasn't a one-off incident, but a regular occurrence whenever Busta hit the clubs, and apparently everyone who mattered knew the drill: find the hottest men and bring them to Busta's section, because once he had his sights set, he was relentless.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this.
Big Homie also recalled hearing Busta say that this man looked cute and he just wouldn't let him leave his section.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? You got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy, he couldn't believe that.
According to Big Homie, he's known what Busta is all about for over a decade. When asked why no one else in the industry spoke up about it, Big Homie said that's because they want to be in that VIP section with Busta. Big Homie then pointed out something that doesn't get talked about enough, and that's how Busta allegedly has a long track record of lashing out at women. According to Big Homie, it sounds like Busta might be jealous of women for being women.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, it's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get the girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there, and what they looking for.
But if you think this is just one bodyguard stirring the pot or spreading tall tales, think again. Turns out there are multiple men who have come forward with their own juicy stories about close encounters with Busta Rhymes. Back in 2020, social media user Trip Ali spilled some serious tea on his YouTube channel and claimed that Busta tried to pick him up in NYC while he was on his way to a club for a Halloween party.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand.
Trip Ali said Busta invited him to come to his VIP section in a club, and Trip got excited, thinking it would just be a regular party.
He says, I'm about to go in this club. We got a section, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of...
However, Trip then got into an argument with his friend who didn't want to go to Busta's party. The argument escalated into a physical fight. Trip was so rattled after the fight that he no longer wanted to go to any club. And plus, his friend was acting crazy and left him stranded in the middle of NYC. But maybe this friend did trip a favor, because who knows what would have happened if he went with Busta to his VIP section. Now fast forward to 2021, and rumors popped up that Busta was once again out and about trying to pick up men. And get this, he was caught by the paparazzi supposedly leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. But hold up, because there's another man who has a story to share, none other than Orlando Brown, who recently alleged that a bunch of rappers took him to bed, including Busta and Diddy. Orlando Brown has once again sent the internet into a frenzy after spilling the tea on camera, claiming he slept with multiple rappers, including Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, Bow Wow, and a whole bunch of others. Here's the kicker though now, just for context. Over the past few years, Orlando has been popping up in viral interviews and dropping some seriously shocking allegations on rumored Hollywood rituals. In one of these interviews, Orlando hinted at the presence of some high-profile monsters lurking in the entertainment industry.
That will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. And people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and a lot of stuff done happened.
The record labels are taking life insurance policies out on rappers. Mainly because it's more dangerous for rappers nowadays.
I mean, this is a touchy subject. I just, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing.
He then randomly brought up Diddy, seemingly saying that Diddy performed a certain act on him. Drop your comments below and don't miss out on his next video.